What's going on, YouTube? It's Texas Toast RC here. Hope you all are doing well. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's been really cold and rainy over here in Northern California. Unfortunately, haven't been able to do very much crawling lately. Did get a chance to go out this past weekend to the show and shine in Mount Diablo, put on by Freedom RC and RC NorCal. Awesome event. So many people, so many scale rigs, so many cheater rigs, you name it, it was there. Good times, man. I just geeked out on all the scale stuff. That's my thing, is all the scaleness. So a lot of awesome builds there. Reason I wanted to make this video is I've just been getting questions lately on my Instagram. I had a few guys hit me up there at the scale event about one of my builds, my favorite, my OG, my TF2, my beater truck. And so I just wanted to kind of go over just the build, what I've got, what I've done to it, what I've gotten into it, all that good stuff. But in case y'all haven't seen it, this is it right here. This is my first TF2 that I've gotten. Started out with just a basic Trail Finder 2 I picked off a trade from a buddy of mine. I'll tell you something funny. I was so anti TF2, anti leaf spring, anti just would call them old man trucks. And even some of the guys that I go crawling with, you know, they give me crap about it now because this is, man, I love this thing. I've got this thing's just so dialed, and this is definitely my favorite truck. Was really into the cheater rigs for a while, you know, just because I want to be able to crawl everything. And, you know, once I started dabbling in this thing and all the scaleness of it, and just seeing what we could do with this thing to make it even more capable, you know, because of course we all know out of the box, anybody that's owned a TF2, you know, out of the box, man, we know these things, they are stiff. They are stiff. I know I've seen a lot of people say they're crap. You know, they get them brand new out the box and they're just like, you know what, these things are trash. I don't like them. But the thing they don't realize is, you know, there's a break-in process with these things. Like, you even got a little Axial Gladiator right there. There's a break-in process with these things, you know. They don't perform very well out the box. Very, very nice detail. You know, I'll give them that. But out of the box, you know, we'll all admit, anybody that's messed with these things, you know, they're not the best. So it does take a lot to get them better. But again, that's what I'm pretty much going to go over. So I'm going to go up top, get you a shot from down below, or from up top, I'm sorry, and kind of go over it. All right, everyone. So first off, I just want to start with, you know, I don't normally do YouTube videos, so I apologize if this isn't the best quality, if this isn't what everybody's used to. I know I'm obsessed with watching RC videos up on YouTube, and this is by far nowhere near, you know, the content that you're going to get from some of the other creators. But again, you know, I wanted to make this video because I have been getting questions on the things that I've done to the vehicle, just because they like the way it crawls, how capable it is, you know, just people are just surprised. So again, first off, I'm sorry, not the best, but we're starting somewhere. So let's go ahead and start with electronics. Obviously have the Hobbywing Fusion Pro 2300 kV, all in one. This is great, saves a lot of space, because obviously with these TF2s, especially if you're running a full interior, there's really not a whole lot of space for ESCs and all that kind of stuff. So I go with this. This is an all-in-one motor ESC combo. It's just great because everything sits right up here and you got nothing else to worry about. You just got to worry about running your signal to your receiver. So everything runs there. Steering, I'm running a Reefs 777 servo. This is a direct powered servo. So I actually have the connection here soldered directly to my battery plug. This gives direct power. I don't have to worry, especially because I also am running a servo winch. I got lights and everything too. Instead of having to run a BEC, sorry, I just run a direct power servo. Tons of power, tons of torque. I mean, this thing does not bind up or get caught up, especially with the weight of this truck. This is a pretty hefty truck. I haven't weighed it, but it's pretty hefty. So plenty of power here. Again, sticking with the Reefs brand, Reefs Micro 99 servo winch. you know what, man, on this thing, man, it pulls. This is a heavy truck. Again, it's all metal. Very little plastic left on this thing, and I mean, it pulls. It pulls. It's gotten this thing out of some pretty good jams. Done some, scale winching with some buddies, and it's great. It's great. I love it. Hook up here, Scalar Fab. Shout out to them. They are a great company. They also got my sliders here, and also my roll bar that I have on the body. Again, Scalar Fab, awesome products. These are great, heavy duty. Electronics, see, everything I have is running to a Spectrum receiver. I'm running a DX5C transmitter. It's great, love it. Have all my rigs hooked up to it. Best thing in the world. All my batteries, again, because we're saving space here, don't have very much space. I usually run these Genjace 1400 milliamp 3S LiPos. Great batteries, fit perfect right underneath where they need to go. Okay, moving on. Performance parts. Obviously, with the leaf springs, there's some things that we do address that we want to address on this. And my go-to for all things leaf sprung performance parts is going to be A&M Garage. We'll flip this thing over. A&M Garage front bumper. Let me turn this so you can actually see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there. Front bumper. This also has the shackle reverse. So stock TF2s, your shackles are up here in the front. This one moves the shackles to the rear. This one also gives us the +4, so it pushes the axle, +4 millimeters up front. Gives us some extra clearance, making sure that those tires are hitting before the vehicle does. Again, sticking with A&M, we got their flat skid here. This also does the transfer case flip. Anybody that has a stock TF2 knows the transfer case mount here, it is a rock anchor. You're gonna get hooked up on everything. This thing right here raises that, gets it up, gives you some clearance, gives you a nice flat belly, and it's good to go. Obviously there's rust, so I like the rust, so no big deal. Okay, moving on to the back, sticking again with A&M, we got their anti-wrap bar. With this thing, leaf springs, your biggest concern with leaf springs is going to be warping these leaves. It happens. Here's a little scale detail of mine, but this was actually a leaf that I warped up, before I had my anti-wrap bar. Again, you get yourself stuck in a bind. Without this, I mean, it's just gonna curl. That axle twist is gonna just happen, especially if you're running these red leaves. These red leaves are the super softs, and these things will bend like paper. So this anti-wrap bar keeps you from being able to do that. Still gives you your up and down. This actually is pretty much like a double pivot, so it gives you the up and down motion and the front to back. Again, great. You notice the axles. These axles are not the stock axles, not at all. I got these off a buddy of mine, and I told him he will never, ever, ever get them back, and they will never, ever, ever leave this truck. Vanquish Rock Jocks. The axles alone, putting those things on, was changed the whole dynamic of the truck. Just the way it handled, the way it felt more solid. You don't have to worry about messing these axles up. They will not break on you. Obviously, with these being a linked type axle, they need to go on here somehow, right? So I have JEC Racing makes these awesome brass leaf mounts. Great mounts, bolt directly up. Did have to do a little bit of shaving just to get them to fit here. Of course, just like with anything that we deal with, nothing is, just gonna go right in. Sometimes we do have to make some modifications. So just had to shave a little bit of it down just so that way it fit in there right, and we're good to go. As far as leaf springs, right now I'm just running stock single leaf springs. I take out all the springs out of the shocks. There's no springs in here at all. It's pretty much just there to hold the leaves or the axles and everything in place. Not running anything in there, no grease, no oil. I'm gonna put a little bit of drop of oil to help with the up and down movement, but again, not running anything for any rebound type help or assistance. Again, nothing in there. So single stock leaves up in the front. In the rear, I'm running the reds with a medium helper spring. Again, these are extremely soft. So again, I know I have the anti-wrap bar, but this does help as well, just so that way we're not getting any extra twist, because I will say, even with the anti-wrap bar, I have bent up some leaves in the rear before. So this is gonna help it out. You know, again, with them being super soft, they'll just sag and you'll be like on a full droop setup, which is what I don't want, especially in the rear. I want a little bit of a rake. So that's it as far as the leaf springs go. As far as my drive lines, Incision drive lines, the best out there. I will not run any other drive lines. They are pricey, but you know what? You get what you pay for, and those are definitely worth every penny. Let's see. Wheels and tires. Proline, Hyrax, G8s. I will tell you, for the longest time I was against Hyrax, but again, on my comp rigs, I was running Predator compound. You know, again, part of learning, you know, Predator compound, we're not the best out here for where I'm at. These G8s hook up on everything. Smooth rocks, of course, anything with sandpaper type feel, these things just hook. They get, still running just stock foams though, single stage foams. I haven't upgraded to dual stage. I haven't really had a need to do so yet, but I have been looking into doing that, you know, at some point in the future. So right now, still just running the stock foams. Wheels, Endures, I'm not gonna lie. They're just Amazon with, you know, the Amazon V-Lock rings. But again, as far as performance wise, that's pretty much it. This extra wiring here, I do run a My Trick RC light kit. Love it, so easy, it looks great. I even went with the yellow type headlights, like the regular halogen lights, you know, just because it looks more period, right? More period correct with one of these trucks. As far as like scale accessories on this thing, you know, you gotta have an exhaust. Come on, you're not scale if you don't have an exhaust, you know? I did a little RC everyday little trick here, just found some paper clip wire, and hey, that's my exhaust hanger. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. Another scale accessory here, you know, RC 4-wheel drive. I'm sorry if you can't see it. RC 4-wheel drive Rancho. Rancho steering link. It's adjustable, it's cool, I like it, it's scale, gives a little bit more look. So performance wise, that's pretty much it. And like I said, right now, this rig is capable. I've done some crazy lines with this thing, things that have even blown my mind. You know, again, I never thought a leaf spring truck, you know, would be able to do what this thing does. So let's go and move on to the body. So we got my body here. I love the scale stuff about this body. This thing started out as a regular Mojave. It's not a Marlin, although I do have the Marlin grill. We got the Marlin grill here. But again, this was just a regular Mojave, so it did have the longer bed, which I went ahead and bobbed that thing down. Thing I love about my style of the beater truck is I don't care if it's perfect or not, because you know what? It's scale. A little comp stance guy there. Not officially licensed, not selling. I just had to do it because why not, right? Again, scale parts are my thing. I love it. You know, anything to make this look like an old crusty beater, you know, truck that you're gonna find in the backwoods somewhere. You know, I'm a Texas boy at heart. Yes, I live in California, but Texas all day. But again, you know, went with the JEC Racing roof rack on this one as well. Before, I just had it mounted on top when I did a repaint on this, because this used to be a different color. I was like, you know what, let's actually cut that thing out and make it a sunroof so you can actually see down in there. So I thought that was a cool little detail. So it flush mounts and looks like it's kind of like a little sunroof type thing, right? Again, Scalar Fab roll bar. This thing is great. This thing has helped with some pretty gnarly rollovers, I'll tell you that. Great quality, awesome product. Again, you know, nothing crazy, nothing pretty, because you know what? The way I crawl, the way I push this thing sometimes, it's gonna get banged up. So why not let the banging up, you know, add more detail. This is actually from this past weekend. So again, more scale. All right, guys, let's take it back. All right, guys, so we're back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, just wanted to go over this. You know, again, I had a lot of questions before, so just wanted to make this video. I know it's kind of lengthy. Again, Sorry and apologize for all the stumbling and the ums and all that kind of stuff. Again, this is not something I do very often. Haven't done it in a while, actually. So, again, if you have any questions, let me know. My Instagram is the exact same thing as my YouTube. You can follow me there. You can see my other builds. You can shoot me a message if you have any questions, about anything TF2 related. Shoot me a message. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Nowhere near a professional, but when it comes to this stuff. But again, I've definitely grown a big love for these rigs, and just want to try and push them as much as possible. So again, leave a question. You got any questions? Give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff that people say. And we'll catch you later. Bye.